Most people spend their lives chasing comfort. But Nietzsche warned us, comfort is the most dangerous poison. It creeps into life quietly. It makes us believe that safety is the highest goal. But safety is not freedom. It is a cage. The man who chooses comfort over struggle will never know what he is capable of. He will never discover his strength. He will never discover who he truly is. From the moment we are children, society whispers the same commands. Be polite, stay in line, do not disturb others, and most obey. They blend into the crowd. They follow the same paths, repeat the same words, live the same empty routine. But what is the cost of such obedience? It is the loss of courage, the loss of individuality, the slow decay of the soul. Nietzsche saw this as the tragedy of modern man, a life reduced to comfort, a life stripped of risk, a life that no longer reaches for greatness. Look around. Most people live as part of the herd. The herd is safe. The herd gives the illusion of belonging, but the herd also suffocates everything that makes you unique. The herd worships comfort because it fears pain. It clings to safety because it cannot endure risk. And in that choice, it becomes weak, fragile, dependent. When crisis comes, the herd collapses. It does not resist. It does not fight. It simply obeys, waiting for someone else to decide its fate. But the herd has another instinct. It despises the one who refuses to conform. When you stand apart, you force the herd to confront its own cowardice. Your existence becomes a reminder of their wasted potential, and so they turn against you. Nietzsche believed this is why true strength is rare. Most would rather dissolve into the safety of the many than endure the solitude of becoming strong. The question is not whether the herd is wrong. The question is whether you are willing to separate yourself from it. When Nietzsche spoke of becoming dangerous, he was not calling for violence. He meant something far more radical. A dangerous man is the one who cannot be bent, the one who refuses to surrender his values to the pressure of the majority. To be dangerous is to carry within you a strength that others cannot easily touch. It is to live in such a way that the herd no longer defines who you are. Freedom for Nietzsche was never given. It was earned. It was wrestled from struggle, from solitude, from the discipline of facing life without illusions. The man who is harmless is always at the mercy of others. He is tolerated, used, and forgotten. But the man who is dangerous, he cannot be ignored. His presence demands respect, even from those who despise him. Why? Because danger means independence. It means you are no longer controlled by the promises of comfort or by the fear of rejection. The dangerous man can walk away. He can stand alone. And in that solitude, he discovers a freedom that the herd will never know. Nietzsche understood that society thrives on keeping men weak and dependent. The state, the workplace, even relationships, all reward compliance. But the moment you no longer need their approval, you become unpredictable. And that unpredictability is power. The herd fears this kind of man because he is beyond its control. To be dangerous is not to destroy, but to stand unshaken in a world built on compromise. It is to carry yourself in such a way that no threat, no rejection, no exile can strip you of who you are. Nietzsche believed that only in this state can a man call himself free, not free in the shallow political sense, but free in spirit, untouchable, unbroken, alive in the fullest meaning of the word. Think of the man who never says no. He avoids conflict at all costs. At work, he accepts every demand. In relationships, he suppresses every frustration. People call him kind, but behind that word hides something darker. He is harmless. And because he is harmless, he is invisible. No one respects him, no one fears losing him. And in time, no one even notices him. Now think of another man. He does not shout, he does not threaten, but he sets clear boundaries. At work, he refuses to be exploited. In love, he will not tolerate dishonesty. He is calm but firm, and though some resent him, others cannot help but respect him, because he carries danger. The danger of being someone who cannot be easily bent. We see this contrast everywhere. In politics, the harmless leader is a puppet. The dangerous leader shapes history. In art, the harmless creator repeats what is safe. The dangerous creator breaks the form and opens new paths. Even in families, the harmless father raises children who despise his weakness. The dangerous father raises children who know that strength is possible. Nietzsche was not romanticizing cruelty. He was warning us that harmlessness is a disguise for weakness, and weakness always invites domination. But danger, the kind of danger born from independence, forces the world to treat you differently, not as decoration, not as property, but as a man who stands on his own ground. For Nietzsche, becoming dangerous was never the final step. It was the beginning. The dangerous man breaks free from the herd, but Nietzsche's question was, what comes after freedom? Here enters the figure of the Übermensch, often mistranslated as Superman, but what Nietzsche meant was something deeper. The Übermensch is the man who does not inherit his values from the crowd, nor from tradition, nor from the past. He creates his own. Most people live on borrowed beliefs. They repeat moral codes they did not choose. They follow traditions they do not understand. But the Übermensch rejects imitation. He dares to write his own law of life. He becomes, as Nietzsche put it, the meaning of the earth. This is why danger was necessary. Without strength, you cannot separate yourself from the herd. Without independence, you cannot create new values. Only the man who has endured solitude, who has faced suffering without breaking, is capable of shaping a vision beyond what he inherited. Nietzsche believed that most will never reach this point. They will cling to comfort, to safety, to borrowed morals. But the few who rise, those who are willing to endure the weight of freedom, they carry within them the possibility of transformation. The Übermensch is not a myth. It is a challenge, a demand that each of us asks. Will I remain a shadow of the herd, or will I create a life that belongs only to me? Nietzsche's warning was never comfortable to hear. He was not offering an easy path, but exposing a truth that most would rather avoid. The herd cannot make you free. Only strength, independence, and danger can. To choose this path is to choose solitude. It is to accept struggle instead of comfort, clarity instead of illusions. And it is in that choice that the possibility of freedom begins. But Nietzsche was not the only one who saw freedom bound to suffering. In the next video, we turn to Schopenhauer, who believed that love itself is only another mask for pain.